Hello. In this video, you will learn how to use our new online student placement system. So for starters, to access the spreadsheets that you will be using to complete your student placement information is located on the shared server, the V drive, also known as the W drive. So let's navigate there. If you are working from home, you need to make sure that you are on VPN. So the easiest way to get there is to find the little icon that has your name on it or this PC, either or. I'm going to click the one that has my name on it, and I am going to scroll down to where I see SBES shared, and it is the V drive here. Okay, so I'm going to double click that. And when I double click that, I'm going to look for a folder called class placement. I'm going to double click that. And you will notice a folder that says 2020, 21. That's for this year. So you're going to open that up, and then you're going to find folders for each grade level. Inside these folders is each teacher's individual spreadsheet that you will complete. So let's go ahead and open one up. I am going to open up grade 1, and I'm going to open up Miss Desmond's. And you would look and find your name and open up your spreadsheet. So I'm going to open up Miss Desmond's, and my spreadsheet is now open. From here, the first thing I'd like for you to do is to scroll down and just take a quick look and make sure that all of your students are here. If you have a student that's not here, please send me an email and I will go into your file and I will add the student. I don't need you to worry about adding, but just take a quick glance and make sure that all of your kids are here. And again, if it's missing somebody, then just let me know and we will add that person in for you so that you can go back and add the information requested. So with that being said, once you've checked and made sure that all of your kids are here, then what I want you to do is I want you to scroll all the way over to this white area, these two white boxes, which is IEP goals and if a translator is needed. So in these two boxes, you would just, if you have IEP goals, you would just enter the IEP goal. Try to keep it as short as you can because you will definitely go outside the lines of this cell. Don't worry about that. I'll go in and clean up the format. Next to that, you have if a translator is needed. That's just simply yes or no. And these may not be applicable. If they're not applicable to your child, then you wouldn't put anything there. So then you're going to come over to the purple area, purple, hot pink. It's funny because from my computer here at home, it looks purple, but at school it looks hot pink. So anyways, you're going to come over and you have all of these areas that you need to complete. You've got an area for benchmark expectations. You've got an area for support services. You've got an area for placement needs. And then you've got a field here in blue for to add some additional notes. So if I was going to fill this out for my first child, this is Miriam. I'm going to come across and I'm going to come to IEP goals. She doesn't have any IEP goals, so I'm going to leave that alone. No translator needed. Well, let's say that she does. So I'm just going to say yes in this field. And then I'm going to scooch over to the next area, which is your achievement of benchmark expectations. Now I want to draw your attention to, I'm getting ready to fill out her benchmark area for reading. So I'm going to click on the little cell, and you notice when I click on the cell, I get this little arrow. It's a drop-down menu. So I can choose, is she on grade level, below grade level, or above? So I'm going to choose that she is on grade level for reading. And I'm going to come over to, and this is where you need to be careful because as you can see, I put this in the wrong column. Okay, so I'm just going to do a simple undo and go to the correct cell that I should be in for Miriam. So she's on grade level. So I'm going to click here, choose my drop down, and she's on grade level. I'm going to come over to her DRA level, click in that box, and I get the drop down again. And I would enter her DRA level. I can scroll up and down to get the larger levels. So let's just say she's at a level 8. Then I'm going to come over to writing. Same thing. I have a drop down. She's either on, below, or above. So we're going to say on. Same thing for math. I'm going to click inside this cell. I'm going to get my drop down, and she is on grade level for math as well. Now we're going to come over to the support services. Was there some type of meeting held? And so here you have another drop down for support services. So was it kid talk, child study, or local screening? Let's say that there was no kid talk. So we're just going to not put anything there. We're going to come over to behavior or wellness interventions, and we're going to click on the little drop down. My choices are counseling group, behavior plan, or other. I'm just going to select counseling group. Next column is for behavior tier. So we're going to click on that drop down. My choices are 1, 2, or 3. So she doesn't have any behavior issues, so I'm not going to put anything there. In the next column, we have academic interventions. Were there any academic interventions for reading, math, or both? You would select here, okay? And then next to that, the academic tier as well. 1, 2, or 3, you'll enter that. And I'm going to scroll over. And now we are under placement needs. So here is where you would write, enter if you need to separate Miriam from someone. So if I needed to separate her from, let's just say Lily, and I'm going to put a comma, Lily and Kate, okay? You can put as many names as you need to here, just separate them by commas for us. And then same thing, keep with. If, you know, Miriam gets along really well and works really well with a certain particular individual, you can put that, or you don't have to put anything. It's up to you. But the more information makes it easy. It'll make it easier for you during your placement meeting. Okay, so then you're going to scroll over, and there's a notes area. Then you can add notes here on the spreadsheet now, or you might want to add notes here once you are in your grade level actual placement meetings where you are utilizing the magic of this placement online chart. Okay, so you can enter notes there if necessary. And then you would go down to all of your kids, and you would do this for all of your kids. Okay, entering this information for all of your kids. Now, this file is located on the server. So remember, you have to make sure that you are logged into VPN. 2, to save it, all you need to do is click on the little icon here, the little disc that says save. All you need to do is click there, and it will automatically save it for you. You may be working on this, and you may get down to your 5th kid and you have to close out because you don't have time to finish and you want to go back. All you need to do is click the save button, and when you navigate back to your file again, you would just open it up and all your information will be there. I'm going to save this, and I would make sure that you save and save often. So if you decide that, you know, good rule of thumb is every time you enter a kid, I would just hit the save button. So it's saving your work as you go. It's not like a Google document that's constantly saving in the background. This is a standalone file that's on the server, and it's not going to save your work unless you save it. So a good rule of thumb is after every kid, just make sure you go up here and click the little save button. So you're probably asking yourself, well, why wouldn't I go to file and do save, or just close out and do save as? If you do that, that's going to make a copy of your file. And we can't have a copy because then that messes with the magic behind the scenes that makes the placement process a little bit easier. So again, all you want to do is click on this little save icon, and it will save it for you. Okay? You don't want to create a copy of this document. You want to enter your information on the document that I already created and then save it. Okay? So after you get all of your information in and you've got it for all of your kids, this is the piece that will take place, that's going to take place behind the scenes and will be helpful to you in your class placement meetings. So you're not going to do this now. This column, this blue column here, you are not going to do this now. You're not going to touch this. But in your class placement meetings, this is where you would, there's a drop down again, you would decide, well, which teacher are you going to place this particular child in, right? So for next year. So if this particular child is going to teacher A, then we're going to put teacher A here, right? And then let's just say that I go down here to William, and William is, and again, this piece is taking place in your grade level class placement meetings with admin. So if he's going to teacher B, right? So it's tallying behind the scenes where these kids are going. So if you notice, we're on this tab here called class assignment by student. There's another tab called class list. So if you notice, under the class list tab, as I was typing, this is teacher A, this is teacher B, teacher C, teacher D, and so forth, right? As I was entering the classes, notice it's tallying. So it put that first child here under teacher A that we assigned back on this tab, and the same thing for teacher B, okay? You don't have to do anything on this class list tab. You don't have to do anything. This is where all the magic happens. When you're on this tab and you're entering your information, this tab is working behind the scenes. So it will automatically, remember we assigned Miriam to teacher A, we assigned William Allen to teacher B. It is automatically putting this information here so that you can see it when it's time to make class placements with admin. You can see it, it's easier to navigate, okay? So again, you're not doing anything on this page, on the class list tab. You are working on this tab where you're entering your information. Okay, and remember, you are not doing anything in this tab here, okay? You're not doing this independently. You will be doing this when you meet with admin. You will be doing this column B when you meet with admin. So when you open up your file, you are going to scooch down or over to, scroll back over. You're going to scroll over to the white area and start at IEP goals if there are any, if there's a translator needed, and you will work your way. Okay, now remember on the white boxes, there is no drop down on the white columns, but on the purple columns or hot pink, however they show up on your screen, those have the little drop downs. And remember, you just click in the column and drop it down and choose your, make a choice. Okay. And then when you're all done, you are going to click up here and you are going to, you are going to save that document. And then you can close out and you're done. Okay. So you're done. You've entered all your information. You're done. And when you enter your information, you're not going to see anything under the class list tab. You're not going to see anything because that's not what you're doing right now. You'll do that, when you meet with admin. So again, you're just filling out this information. You're not touching this over here, the actual placement in column B. You're not touching that yet. When you meet with admin, this is where you guys will go in and start assigning the kids here. You'll start filling these out, and then that information will generate on this second tab for class list. Again, some reminders to keep in mind. Remember, if you're working on this outside of school, outside of the FCPS network, you need to make sure that you're logged into VPN. When you enter your information, make sure that you are, on the right row to enter the information for the kids. Number 3, save and save often. I would suggest every time you enter a child's information, go back and save. Remember, this is not a Google document, so it's not constantly saving in the background. Okay. And when you save, remember, just click on the save icon here and you're good to go. Okay, so you'll fill all that out. Again, you're not going to worry about this column yet. And I'm going to take that information out. You're not going to worry about that. You are just working from this white area over. The student information is already there. If there is somebody that is missing from your list, please send me an email so that I can add that student. Don't worry about trying to add it yourself because it will mess up our formulas. I will add it for you. And I think that is pretty much it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, again, please let me know and I will try my best to assist you. There will be directives coming out with a timeline to make sure that this is done in time, because once you enter your information, I have to duplicate that information and add it to our main spreadsheet. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. And that's it. Thanks for your time. Much appreciated.